All right, let's dive into a digital mystery that, believe it or not, starts with a makeup tutorial. See, this video promised to teach one thing, but its transcript, well, it told a completely different and honestly a much weirder story.
So check this out. On one hand, you've got the promise, a red cut crease plus glitter tutorial. Sounds pretty normal, right? But then on the other hand, you have the reality, the video's automated captions, and they read like some kind of bizarre abstract poetry. How in the world does a guide for eyeshadow end up with a line like, "Time is belly on our side"? That's the puzzle we're gonna solve.
So, that brings us right here to the tutorial that wasn't. Now, instead of just shrugging this off as some random computer error, we're going to do something different. We're going to treat this transcript like a piece of accidental art. What story is it really trying to tell us? And that's the big question, isn't it? If this isn't about how to apply makeup, then what on earth is it? To figure that out, let's look at another line these automatic captions came up with. I mean, listen to this. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways. That doesn't sound anything like a makeup tutorial, does it? It sounds more like a lyric from an indie folk song, or maybe something from a road trip movie. It's dramatic, it's poetic, and it's totally out of place, which actually gives us our first major clue. The most obvious conclusion here is that the transcript isn't trying to capture what a person is saying. It seems to be trying to interpret the music that's playing in the background. But that just brings up an even bigger question. How does a machine listen to a song and end up writing a script like this one? To really get what's going on, we have to look under the hood. It's time to decode the digital ghost in the machine that's responsible for these captions. So, who's the author? While it's kind of fun to imagine some secret poet secretly captioning beauty videos for fun, the reality is, well, it's a lot more technical. This wasn't written by a person. It was written by an automated system, an AI. The technology we're talking about is called automatic speech recognition, or just ASR for short. This is the engine that powers everything from Siri to Alexa and, of course, YouTube's auto captions. Its whole purpose in life is to turn audio into text, but as this makeup tutorial clearly shows, it doesn't always get it right. And this is where we get to the heart of the problem, when machines mishear. We're about to see exactly why this incredible technology can sometimes spit out results that are completely, bafflingly wrong. See, ASR systems are trained on clear human speech. That's their sweet spot. So a makeup tutorial with a loud pop song in the background, yeah, that's pretty much an algorithm's worst nightmare. You've got music, you've got singing instead of talking, and you have all these instrumental sounds that the AI is trying to interpret as words, like he-o-n-n-a. It's just a perfect storm of audio confusion. And that confusion is how you end up with lines like, "till my shadow turns the sun rays." Another beautiful, poetic phrase that has absolutely nothing to do with makeup. The key thing to get here is that the AI isn't translating a lyric. It's just making its best guess at what a wild mess of vocals, instruments, and reverb might sound like if they were actual words. Think of it this way. The AI isn't some creative songwriter. It's a pattern-matching machine, that's it. It takes this messy, chaotic audio signal and tries to force it into the neat little boxes of human language it was trained on. It's not trying to create meaning, it's just desperately looking for it, even when there isn't any to be found. Now, while this particular example is pretty funny, it actually points to a much more serious conversation. So for this last part, let's look beyond this one little caption fail and talk about why getting this technology right is so much more than just a convenience. Because, let's be real, accurate captions are not just a nice to have. For millions of people in the deaf and hard of hearing community, they're the only way to access video online. For somebody learning a new language, they're an amazing study tool. And hey, for anyone who's ever tried to watch a video in a loud place, they just make content watchable. This technology is absolutely essential. So when these captions fail, the stakes can be really, really high. A wasteland in a makeup tutorial is harmless. It's funny. But just imagine that same level of mistake in a critical public health announcement, or a political debate, or a university lecture. The result isn't poetry. It's confusion, misinformation, and at the end of the day, exclusion. So this whole journey from a red cut crease all the way to wastelands, it's more than just a funny little internet glitch. It's a perfect, bite-sized example of the massive gap that still exists between complex human communication, with all its music and nuance and context, and a machine's attempt to just flatten it all into simple text.
And this really leaves us with a critical question for our future. This kind of technology is only getting more powerful. It's writing, it's summarizing, it's translating for us. So as AI becomes the first author of so much of our digital world, we have to ask, who is the editor? Who's responsible for catching the wastelands before they become the official record? That's a question we're all going to have to answer.